Good people on the quest for good content. Dedication to my guy Bill right there. Welcome back to another episode of Song of the Week. I'm your guy Jordan. Here with me is my guy David Grunfeld. Dave, what's poppin'?
JB's everything is fantastic. It is lovely to see you. It's lovely to be here. Uh, what a time to be alive, my friend. What's been going on with you? What have you been listening to? How's things?
Bro, everything's good this way. Work is good. Nothing crazy going on in my world. I've just been consuming a lot of different content recently. I've been listening to a lot of stuff about the movie Sinners.
Yeah.
Um, I watched that finally. I was late to the party on Sinners, but I watched that about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so now I've been kind of taking in the videos of, what did I miss? What hidden meanings were in the scenes that I thought I saw that I was either right or wrong about.
Mhm.
So that's been fun. And then on the music side, I know the last time it was just you and I, we talked a lot about the Clips album, which I've been
Yep.
listening to still, super dope.
Yep.
I had a lot of
Yep.
friends that just saw the Clips live at the Agora back in Cleveland, and they said it was fantastic. Said they
Amazing.
shut it down. But most recently, man, Chance the motherfucking Rapper dropped
Yes.
Starline.
Our guy.
He's back, dog. He's back.
Act like he never left.
Back like he never left.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I just saw our speaking of our guy Bill. He sent me today that it looks like I think Earl Sweatshirt is going to be releasing a
Ooh,
project
okay.
the week of us recording this, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the chance. So, firstly, I've listened to the Clips project a little bit more since we last spoke, and I agree, it's really, really good. It's a
Okay.
really, really fun. Not maybe fun's not the right word, but it is, parts of it are definitely fun. But it's a really complete album. It's like really a great listen through. Um, I love the like gospel-y bits towards the back half of the album. So good. And of course amazing rapping when we talked about last time. But yeah, Chance is definitely back, I would say, or like more in his element, feels a lot more comfortable. Um a lot of great rapping, like a lot of like fun, like very unique, only Chance can do type
Yeah.
flow and word plays. Um, there were parts of it that felt a little bit, even for Chance, a little like poppy, for lack of a better term. Which like
Okay.
I don't mean as like necessarily a bad thing, because like I would say like he's a poppy artist, like in a good way as well. Like he's a very bouncy, catchy kind of like rhythm to a lot of the stuff that he does. Some of it, I'm just gonna pull it up as we're talking about it.
Yeah, go for it.
I had the track list pulled up. Like I would say I generally favored or was like more into like the second half of the album, like Highs and the Lows, Space and Time, Link Me in the Future, Gun in Your Purse.
Hmm.
That's a really that I love that little stretch of the album. It felt very again like musical and like poppy in a good way, but also with like interspersed with almost like acid rap era Chance rapping, which was like really, really fun and cool to hear. After not kind of having that for a while out there. So, yeah, I'm still, I would say I'm still really only like two or three listens of the album in. So with a couple songs I've played back a few times, but yeah. What were your thoughts? Have you listened to it a bunch yet?
Yeah, I'm probably on two full listens. I went up to Baltimore the other night and listened to it in the car, and then I probably listened to it one more time, just like two or three songs here in the car, two or three songs on my way back in the car, or whatever. Um, I so it's interesting that you like the back half of the album more because I got really mesmerized with the front half of the album when I went up to Baltimore the other week. Especially like I loved the start the intro, just the Star
Yeah,
Side intro. Like
yeah.
that's really good. That's like when he comes in with that, you're kind of like, all right, this is the early 2016, 17 Chance. Like this is the flow, this is the pocket that you're looking for when you throw on one of his albums. I really like Negro Problems. Um and then the song with Jamila Woods, No More Old Men. I really
Hmm.
like that one.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I thought it was really good. It was interesting. I've been thinking a lot about his journey as just an artist And I got a good friend named Greg that him and I talk about this a lot when it comes to Kendrick's album, and what makes Kendrick so impressive as an artist is that he got Good Kid, Mad City, right? He gets the opportunity to record this album, and it feels like when you listen to that album, he laid it all out there. Like he emptied the clip. And then to follow that up with To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn and the Untitled album and all that, it's incredible. Not a lot of artists can do that. And I think what happened to Chance is Chance kind of emptied the clip with Coloring Book and Acid Rap. Like he bottled all of his creativity into those two projects in a way that were so unique that we had never heard before. And then the next album kind of flops. I'm on the record, at least in our group chat, saying that I don't think that album's as bad as people give it credit for being bad. I actually like some of the tracks on there, but that album is recognized as not a good album. And it's definitely not as good as the other stuff, don't get me wrong. But no, it's just interesting that like he's been able to take time, recover from that album. Things have changed in his life. I know he's gone through a divorce and whatnot. He's a dad. And just really tap back into this creativity that, I think Acid Rap is 2018. That's
Mhm,
almost 10 years ago. So
mhm.
that's impressive to be able to tap back into that same type of energy. I'm sorry, Acid Rap is 2013.
I was gonna say, I
That's
think it's earlier than that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I'm tripping. Acid Rap is 2013. Like that's hard to do.
yeah, yeah,
It's hard to go back to the hits in a way that's totally different, which is exactly
yeah,
what he did with this Starline album. Like he's revamped the same sound that we all fell in love with, and a lot of artists don't go back to that.
yeah. No, it's you have to tip the cap, right? Like for sure, and you are on the record as being a semi the big day defender. My I don't like that album. And I have to point out he did get sued by his manager for like basically saying he didn't do a good job with this. Um, but with that said, the song "Eternal" off that album is fantastic. I do stand by that song. But
Sure.
with all that said, I do agree with you. It's cool to see like creative resilience, and like 2 points you brought up that Bill and I have talked about on the Hit Cycle podcast before. One is that like bottling up of creativity or whatever you mentioned, where you often will get an artist who has an incredible debut album because you have a lifetime's worth of creative, output kind of ready to go. The follow up is always hard, right? Let alone
Yeah,
two, three, four, five. A career of follow ups is incredibly difficult, which is kind of leads me to the second point, which is another thing that's also really, really hard to do, which is I remember us specifically talking about this with like Too Short and like E40, who both happen to be Bay Area legends, but they're both kind of examples, especially Too Short, I think, of like always being Too Short, right? Like when he hops on a track, you're like, that's Too Short right
hmm,
away. I know that's him. But he's managed to like stay relevant and like matter to different cultural moments. He came on the scene in like the late 80s,
yeah,
like
man.
early 90s. Like he's been in the game a long time, but he finds ways to like be himself, but in a way that's like you're talking about, where it's like adapted almost to like the moment that he's in, which is like really hard to do. So to see Chance kind of like find that again is awesome. And like this is just my personal opinion, the way that I see things, but like when Chance is really in his bag doing his thing, it's so fun, and there's nobody else in the world that can do it like him. And like we talked about Anderson .Paak a while back, like similar qualities where it's like when they're really doing it, they are like showmen. It's like they're more than just a great rapper or musician or whatever. It's like they can really bring it on that level, which is super fun. So yeah, I'm excited to keep listening to it. Because I think it's got a little bit of re-listenability, and some staying power, which is awesome to see.
For sure. And one of the other things that I love about Chance that I think differentiates him from other rappers, not every rapper is great at using their voice as an instrument. Um, the best rappers that I can think of, in my opinion, also had incredible voices on the track. Like you think of Pac, you think of Big, you think of who's another
Kanye.
going? Yeah, Kanye. I
Yeah.
think Two Chains is really good at it.
Definitely.
There are certain rappers, Too Short, like you just mentioned, like Too Short is
Yeah.
really good at using his. Another one that's even probably better than Short is 40, right? Like
Mhm.
E40's fantastic at it.
Ooh.
Chance of this generation is in that top tier of guys that are just good at making sounds and using their voice as an instrument along with the lyrics. And he nails it again with this album. Like there's
Got
all
yeah.
the different sounds that he uses. It's super unique.
We also have to mention Young Thug in this in
Sure.
that conversation because
Yeah, sure.
this was a long time ago, but in some interview he was like,
Little Yachty's another one.
yeah, Yachty, Thug in an interview was like, I just know where the sounds need to go. Like which is like exactly what you're saying, where it's like it's not even technical, right? It's not even like I mean, it is.
It's not even
It
it's not even always rap though. Like
Right,
Chance,
right. No, no, right. No,
some of
literally
what
just sounds like ad
yeah,
libs, whatever it needs to be. He just knows, right? And you're right. Chance has that like sixth sense, or that innate like thing where it's like this is how it needs to sound, which all the great ones do. So yeah, man, we'll keep listening. My song of the week, even though I have been listening to Starline, like I said a few times at this point, uh, does not come from Starline.
okay,
I'm We're shifting gears for my song of the week this
all
week
right,
because
I love it.
I've been listening to a few different things. My wife and I are having some work done on our house.
Hmm.
So I've had a lot of noise in the house. So I've had these headphones in, been listening on the dog walks. Uh, and as I often do, I find myself coming back to, some nostalgic stuff, right? Like back to like what I used to listen to because I still have a lot of the old playlists that I created back in the day are still in rotation in my music. And I stumbled upon a song that really hit me in the nostalgic feels, and took me right back to being like, I want to say like 15 years old, 16 years old, maybe even a little bit younger, like 14, high
Okay,
school for sure. The song is Lazy Eye by the Silversun Pickups, which is kind of like an alternative rock song, I guess I would call it. It has this really great, like driving bass line throughout the whole song. And it's kind of like quiet verses with like kind of like a screamy, like almost like emotional chorus. Um, and it's just a great song and it really it made, like we say all the time, like what's the point of art? What's the point of music? Like make you feel stuff. It like brought me back to being that age like right away. And not only the music, but it reminded me it's a great music video. It, like, is still from, like you remember when we were in high school and, like, music videos were still, um, very much like an art form that was, like,
yeah,
valued and, you look forward to, like, when's the video gonna come out
yeah.
for the song.
The video is gonna drop next week.
Right, when is the video drop? In fact, I think now that I'm really, really thinking about it, I think I discovered this song via the video. I think I, like, saw the video on, like, some MTV show or some website or MySpace or some shit.
Yeah,
Um, and the video like had this like super cute short-haired girl who was like the main person in the video, and it was a very like moody, angsty video, and it like fits the song very well. So anyway, it's a random one. It's a deep cut, but for me, "Lazy Eye" by Silversun Pickups just hit that nostalgic groove for me this past week. So I had to shout it out. So
I love it.
um, yeah, "Lazy Eye." Go check it out if you've never heard it before.
I love it. I have a nostalgic pick as well, but before I get into that, you make an excellent point. Music videos is kind of how we figured out what different tastes we had in girls,
Sure.
right? Like
Sure.
it was
Oh, sure.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. No,
I,
absolutely. Formative.
very
Definitely.
very formative. Like I remember one of the videos that I used to like watching, and my mom's gonna not gonna want to hear this, but it was Freak a Leak by Petey Pablo.
Oh,
I remember being
Chandra.
yeah, yeah exactly. Keisha,
Keisha.
Tanisha,
Monique.
Felicia.
Oh, the Petey Pablo was that fucking guy,
Yes,
dude, in like
yes,
middle school, that era. Yeah. Vibrate. Oh, what a
yep,
jam, dude.
yep. But yeah,
Sorry. Yeah, but
no,
no,
you're
that
good.
video. No, you're right though. You're right. I mean that's I would say even Lazy Eye Silversun Pickups. I would say is like probably from I have it actually right now. I can tell you exactly what year it came out, but it's 2006. So it's
Okay.
from '06. But I probably discovered it in like '07. Freak a Leak in that era of like music video to me is even like a little bit earlier. That's like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
And that's when like TRL and like 106 in Park
Yep.
and
There it
like
is.
music video shows, that was
Mm-hmm.
like it. You like got back from school as you're like doing your homework.
You're watching 106, dog.
You're
For that.
watching 106, you're
Yep.
watching TRL, you're watching as we've talked about before, you're watching like uh Rap City, like you're
Mm-hmm.
watching like
Rap
that
City
type of
came on
shit.
right after 106.
Right? Where it's like you're seeing whatever's popping, that's what's kind of on display. And to your point, like, yeah, your tastes in like girls, your taste in music, your taste in like visual aesthetics, all this stuff is getting, kind of like highly formed by that stuff. So anyway, shout out Silversun Pickups, man.
I like that.
Good,
Good
good,
pick.
good,
I'll
good.
have to.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, I'll have to run that. That's not one that I'm familiar with. So good
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. I mean, that's check it out. Check it out.
All right. Well, so for my pick, I've been trying to find the right time to get this one off. I've had this one in my notes for a while. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. There's no rhyme or reason to why I picked it today, but I just really wanted to talk about this song. So my song of the week is going to be As off of Songs of the In the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. One of the best albums of all time.
Amazing.
Hands down. Like one of the
Amazing.
best albums ever. Definitely one of the best albums of that era. We're talking like pre-Thriller, pre-Purple Rain. I was looking up some of the albums that came out that year. One of the popular albums was an album by George Benson, Breezin'. But Stevie was the guy, man. Stevie is one of the most incredible artists of all time. His musicianship, his lyrics, his voice, everything that Stevie brings to the table. I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but I'm going to say it now. My mother, I've been talking about my mom a lot lately. My mother, as a kid, we had this rule, and I'm assuming she made this rule because I can't imagine I made it. But wherever we were at, if Stevie Wonder came on, we had to stop what we were doing and dance. And one of my earlier memories of just like being goofy with my mom is we're walking down the street in my neighborhood in front of this like coffee house. And I don't remember what song by Stevie they're playing, but they're playing Stevie. And there's like a bunch of people outside drinking coffee, chilling. And I'm like, Mom, we gotta roll. Like
Yep.
we gotta we gotta
Those are the
dance.
rules.
Those are the rules. I'm 7. So I remember those times and I remember listening to a ton of Stevie. But As I picked As specifically for a couple reasons. As is that one song that I can listen to that just makes me cry,
Mm,
and it's not tied to any particular emotion, right? Like
mm,
it's not like I listen to As at a wedding or a funeral or anything like that, and it always brings me back to that. But there's just something so beautiful about the song. I think
mm,
it's I think it's the most well-written love song ever. And this is not a hot take. I'm not the first person to say this. But the lyrics in this song are just incredible. Like Stevie, this is one of the most well-written songs of all time. It's a love song that compares love to things in life that are definite, right?
mm.
It's just, man, it's beautiful. I wrote down a couple of the bars from this song that I think are just some of the best writing ever. So the first one I want to highlight is, as now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing will grow older every day. Just as all that's born is new, you know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you always. It's just that's so good. That's amazing.
Just
Um,
bang, bang.
and
Yeah.
then just as all that's born is new, you know that what I say is true. Like it's just the penmanship, dog. Like Stevie's pen was
Pure,
different. And
pure.
then the second one that I want to highlight is, just as time knew to move on since the beginning, and the seasons know exactly when to change, just as kindness knows no shame, know through all your joy and pain that I'll be loving you always.
Mm.
The second one might be
So
the best
good.
one. just as
So good.
time knew to move on since the beginning, like I love you. My love for you is as definite as time moving forward. Like it's just Stevie
Co-
was different, man.
Cosmically good.
Stevie was
Cosmically
different.
good.
So
Stevie, yeah, that's a great pick, man. Unbelievable pick. Unbelievable song, unbelievable album, unbelievable artist. We again to throw back to another episode we did recently, we talked about Aretha,
yeah,
and how, like you said, like, Aretha's been voted like the greatest singer of all time. Like that's the kind of standard that we're talking about. Stevie's in that echelon of artists for me, of like truly like one of the most talented musicians and kind of musical minds ever,
yeah.
like in the history of music, going back to like Beethoven and Mozart and that type of stuff. Um, and yeah, I mean, not just the music, but to your point, like as a lyricist as well, and being able to write a love song, like as being super plugged into like cultural and social movements and tensions of the time, like just an all timer in every sense of
Yeah.
the word. Yeah,
He's one of the all-time greats in the sense where sometimes you have conversations about the all-time greats and then you say like, okay, well, do we start with Michael? Do we start with Prince? And you almost say like put those dudes to the side and start having the conversation with the guys below them. Stevie's off to the side.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
with basketball when you start debating about the goats, people kind of say like besides LeBron and Mike, like who are we talking about? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
those guys those guys resumes are far and beyond anybody else that's going to be in this conversation. That's where Stevie's at. Stevie's over here somewhere with whoever you want to label as the goats. And then if you want to debate about everybody else, you can debate about everybody else.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And like in in this particular case with Mike and Prince, like the influence that Stevie had on both of those guys
Yeah.
is incredibly undeniable, right? And they both have said as much, and it's just evident, And um, yeah, like especially as like a band leader, he's just such an impressive like force, Like he has that like Duke Ellington quality of like just really true control of everything that's going on, and like it's to say nothing of like just his personal story and journey and just being blind, and navigating life, and like again, like another one of the all-time greats, like a Ray Charles situation, but reacting to the circumstances entirely differently and kind of producing a very different product, a creative output at the end of the day. Is Yeah, fascinating person. Uh, I love I love uh that rule of dancing to Stevie anytime you and your mom would hear him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And very on brand. No, knowing your mom, that
Super
that
on
that
brand.
that is definitely on point.
That
Um
rule has since been expunged. That's no longer the
oh,
rule.
bring it back. I say, bro, some rules are worth having, but
Yeah, maybe
no, that's a great choice, man. Excellent choice. And two, as often happens with us, two very different selections,
for sure.
from different parts of the musical spectrum and different eras. But yeah, I hope folks enjoy checking both out, because I think both are worthwhile.
Absolutely. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's all I got, brother.
Yeah, that's all I got too. I would just encourage people to continue to listen to the pod, but more importantly, continue to listen to the music that we suggest and
Yes.
try and widen your horizons when it comes to that stuff because we're trying to do the same, right? I'm trying to continue to listen to different music and try and give our followers and listeners and whoever, however many people that is at this point, try and give them something new. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Until next time, this is Jordan and David, and this is Song of the Week. We're out of here. See ya.
Peace.